Okay.
Yeah, I started reading a new book.
What did you start reading?
So actually started reading three books and only one stuck. I started
Same.
if if he had been with me and The Hunger Games
Sunrise on the Reaping.
and White
You
Lark.
started it?
Yeah,
She did stick
I'd
with
already
it.
started it one other time and I didn't stick with it. It's again one of those ones that like
How
takes a
far
minute
are
to
you
get
getting
into
into
stuff.
it? How far do you read?
I
Like a
I didn't
chapter?
get as far as I got last time. And I started reading Light Lark. Light Lark is the one that stuck.
Right. Because it's a nice,
It's a
pretty book.
Yeah, but I'm
fantasy.
not even reading the book. I'm reading it on my phone at work.
Oh my gosh. So really, the book is more like a trophy, which
Right.
is a valid reason to buy a book.
Yeah. I start like all of them I was reading on my phone at work. Light Lark
Hmm.
is just the one that ended up sticking, which is actually surprising because Light Lark is the only one that's not like from her point of view. And I usually prefer books that are in like your point of view. What's that,
Hmm.
first person?
First person,
I usually prefer that than like this
third
one's
person.
like she, whatever. Is that third person?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm a
Well,
first person.
that's exciting. I'm glad you've started a new book. So did you
Yeah.
finish all of the Boys of Tommen audio books, or are you just
Yeah.
not doing that? You did?
Yeah, I finished it. I I actually was listening to it in the shower. I was on Lizzie and Huey's book and I thought like surely I had like a lot more to go. And then like I'm in the shower and it like ends. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
That's where we're ending. I still have so many questions.
Yeah, because not everyone gets two books in that universe, right?
Well,
Well,
Lizzie
she's
and
still
Huey,
writing.
they
Hmm.
are all getting three books. She is still writing. Lizzie and Huey's second book is supposed to come out soon, I guess. It's been supposed to come out soon. Apparently, Lizzie and Huey's first book had a bunch of leaks, so now she's like punishing her fans for like leaking, and she's like keeps
You get
on
nothing.
postponing the release, right? For
That's not nice.
yeah,
Not
I
nice that
That's
they
know,
leaked
crazy.
it too, though. So that's
right?
rude.
And then I think Claire and Gerard's Gibson's book,
Gibbsy.
Gibbsy, is going to be after Lizzie and Huey's second book.
Okay.
I don't know if there's more after that or not, but
Are, are they
that's
not
what I'm
giving
aware of.
Patrick a book?
Oh yeah, Patrick does have a book. Maybe that's after Lizzie and Huey's book. There's a whole list. You can find it online.
There's too
She,
many.
because she like has said like the order, I think, I guess.
Okay.
So there are, because every single list you see, it's in the same order of like what's coming next. And Lizzie and Huey's second book is what's supposed to come next.
I feel like that's a little bit of a spoiler.
On who comes next?
Why?
Or just that Lizzie and Huey get together?
I think that's the spoiler, is that Lizzie and Huey get together.
Why is that a spoiler?
Because he's with Katie at the beginning.
Yeah, but never mind. Okay.
I was gonna say, I didn't find out things about the two of them until
Yeah.
like
There's
this
stuff
book.
about them through every single book,
Yeah, but you
but you
don't
have to like
know
know to
about
look
it.
for it. Right. So, Jillian, anytime you see anything about Lizzie and Huey, just kind of take a little mental note of that.
I haven't seen anything about or just about like them individually or them together.
Individually together either. Just take a
Yeah.
little mental note.
Because
Just start
I just
with like
read a
little
part
nuggets.
about Katie and Huey and like how head over heels he is for Katie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
start
stuff like that.
taking little nuggets of information about stuff like that. About all of them, frankly. All of them, all of the boys. Just
All the
anytime
boys.
something comes up with them, be like, "Oh, mental note."
It is all like kind of important. Like it all does kind of come back around, most of it.
Yeah. And you have to read them in order. Someone online on Reddit was asking, like, I think they felt the same way I felt about Joey, and they were like, "Ugh, I
Can
just
I
don't want
skip?
to. I just don't want to read Joey's books. Can I skip and like go read someone else's book?" And
You
you really
really can't.
can't because you learn so much important information about all of them. And it like, I
Right.
don't, does it keep going back in time? Like each book or each
Um,
new couple?
Claire and Gibbsy does not go back in time. It actually picks up after Johnny and Shannon's af after Joey's second book.
Okay.
And
I feel like
Liz and Huey
Liz,
goes back in time. And
yeah, that one's
Gibsy's
gonna
book
have
does
to.
have like flashbacks
Okay. Good to know.
because that is very important. But yeah, Lizzie and Huey's book goes back in time and doesn't even like get to current. Maybe it ends at like right before Shannon's first book, I think, is where it ends.
Well, like Joey's entire first book is all things that happen before the ending of Shannon's second book.
Yeah.
So, just to put it in perspective for you, Jillian, like there's a lot of backstory that
There
lead,
is a timeline.
yeah.
Okay. I'll let you know when I
No,
get there.
because it does Lizzie and Huey's book does go like way further back than Joey's book. Like they're like small children when her book starts. And
I know why,
but like
yeah.
later on when it gets to like them being like closer in age to where Joey's book is, I'm like
Hmm.
the whole time I'm thinking I'm like this is where Joey is. 'Cause like they do like cross paths every once in a while, you know.
They
And
do.
so I'm like this is what's happening over here at the same time that this is happening.
Okay, well, Daniela won't answer this question because she's read much more than we have. But I want to know, Jillian, from 50% in of the first book, who is your favorite character and why?
Um, Probably Gibbsy,
I feel
just
that way
'cause
too.
he's he's like the funny goofball, but he's also like the really loyal good friend. Sometimes he irritates me because I was like, that's not a good idea, but he's good. He's a good egg.
I do like him too.
He's really funny. I like was laughing out loud reading parts with him.
He kind
Yeah.
of reminds me of our brother.
See?
He does.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I love Gibbsy. I also still really love Johnny.
He's just being kind of an idiot right now where I'm at. I'm like, you just rest. That's all you gotta do, bud.
He's a little headstrong, that's for sure.
He's basically like, I'm done. Rugby's over for me.
He's a drama queen.
I mean, they're all
He is a
teenagers. They are
he is a
all
bit
drama queens.
dramatic.
They are
Yeah.
very dramatic. There's so many times throughout the books that I'm like, guys, if you told a trusted adult, things would be so much better.
Yeah. It's also like the extreme effort they go to hide it from the trusted adults.
Yes, they do. Which you just discovered, more spoiler warnings, but you just discovered why they do hide, or at least Shannon and Joey hide all the abuse that they suffer at the hands of their parents, or
Hmm.
especially their dad, is because they're so
Which,
scared of what would happen.
yeah, which just makes the Johnny Shannon story that much more interesting because he's like already willing to give up rugby and everything for her. Like you hear that in his internal monologue. But then for her to use the threat of telling the school about what her dad did to keep her mom from doing anything to Johnny, that's like carries more weight after you learn that
Hmm.
she would even be willing to take that step for him.
Yeah. I think Shannon, she's never felt safe anywhere. And the only person that she's really ever had who made her feel somewhat safe is Joey. and Johnny has been there and has made her feel a safety that she's never felt before, and so it probably has really made her develop strong feelings and those feelings fast.
Yeah. I do like how I do like Shannon. I really do like her. But I do like how smart she is.
Hmm.
Like she is thinking through the consequences of everything. And like Joey's making her these promises about like, I'll get you out of here. And she's like, I hold on to that hope, but also I know there's probably not a good chance of that happening.
You do learn a little bit more about those promises in Joey's point of view.
Yeah, I at least she's not like blanket like I trust in Joey and that all of this is going to happen because I do think that Joey is a little idealistic on some stuff.
Well, he's just
Just
like very protective and
yeah,
you just say things
he
to
wants to
make
make it
people feel
better.
better. Yeah.
Right. And he is their dad, basically.
Yeah.
Like he's the one that cares for them, takes care, protects them, feeds them, takes them to things, teaches them things.
He's their
Like
father figure, if you will.
he is their father, basically. I
Yeah.
mean, Ollie, or not Ollie, Sean started calling him daddy first. I don't know if you've gotten to that, but
I haven't.
he called him daddy at first because that was the person that took care of him.
That tracks. That's what's happening. Yeah. But also like the conversation that Joey and Shannon had about how where he was like, I'm gonna get you out of here, and then Shannon was like, what about the other kids? And he was like, "Mm, no. Like that just it makes sense because you know he doesn't really have the resources to even do this for Shannon. But that's like a really tough thing to think about. Like if you had younger siblings in that really bad situation and they're
Yeah.
trying not to be like Darren, who did leave them.
Yeah. And Shannon's mom's pregnant.
Yeah.
So there's another one coming. So that's another sibling to take care of.
Yeah. But I do get Joey who's kind of like, no, they're like they keep having kids. We can't keep
Yeah. It's
parenting
like,
every kid they have.
I can't save them all.
Yeah.
It is so sad, that household.
I have so much to say, and I'm just not saying anything because I don't want to spoil anything.
I know. I'm trying to keep it very
Stay on my
whatever
level,
level.
guys.
I am. I'm
It's
trying so
also she
hard.
hasn't even finished both of Shannon's books, so like you can't say like hardly anything.
Yeah, I know.
Because also
I'm sorry.
so much happens right at the end of the first book and all through the second book. Like that's really when it like the momentum comes.
Yeah.
I'm halfway there.
Do you have any thoughts of like how this resolves?
Like her home life, how that gets resolved.
That or her and Johnny or anything like that?
Anything.
I imagine her and Johnny get together. Um,
Do you
with
think
her
he's
home
going to give
life,
up rugby for her?
I hope not. That would be a ridiculous move. I hope they get together and she can put some common sense into him and be like, you need to take care of yourself,
Mm.
slow down, rest, and he'll listen to her because
That's
he
that's the
loves
hope.
her.
Yeah.
Like, because he won't confide in anybody else.
Gibbsy knows
Uh,
some stuff.
Gibbsy knows, and Gibbsy has told him,
He
but
doesn't listen to Gibbsy.
they also, like, Gibbsy and the boys call him dad and captain. Like, they look at him as an authority figure, so he doesn't really take them. I don't think he takes their advice that seriously.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really takes anything Gypsy says seriously, anyways.
Home life wise, I imagine it ends in some way with either Johnny getting involved
Hmm.
or Joey losing it and doing something really
Something
bad to
crazy.
the dad. Yeah. Which
Ugh.
wouldn't be great for Joey, but would maybe put an end to everything.
There's a pot there's a potential for a lot of things. I do think Joey is a little bit of a loose cannon,
Yeah.
for good reason.
I have no faith in the mom.
You don't think she's going to snap out of it?
No. If everything that has happened so far has not snapped her out of it, no. I don't think so.
That is one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Of like, I guess there's something I want to understand more about, in reading these books, spousal abuse, partner abuse. When it becomes about, like, I know a lot of people stick in relationships for a lot of reasons. But when it becomes about the children and like the partner or the person abusing your children, just how do you escape that? Like that, because you can obviously see that their mom like struggles a lot.
Hmm.
She's been abused for as long as they've been together, and they've been together since they were teens.
Yeah.
Well,
But
you have to
she
remember
witnesses,
Marie was 14. He was like 16 or 18 or something.
yes,
She was like several years younger than him
yes,
and was practically a child.
yes, when she had Darren.
Right.
Yes, totally understand. She's been in this for a very long time. And I
Right.
think she obviously endured the abuse of her for a long time because she's like, well, I have kids. I probably really don't have any other options because now I've kind of quote unquote ruined my life by becoming a teen parent. And, he's or like, I think at the time he was providing for her still.
Hmm.
Um, but when he started abusing the kids at some point. And there must be something that broke in her that she just is like, I just can't, like, I can't leave. And I just haven't
I think
seen a
it's a
lot of
bit of
that.
like Stockholm syndrome
Probably.
in her
Like
case.
you can't see the way to get out.
I'm also not a Marie defender.
No.
I can understand it. I can like I understand her side, but I am 110% not a Marie defender.
That's what I'm trying to wrap my mind around is like, how do you witness this for so long and let it continue to happen to your children?
She literally just like dissociates. She like you see like the episodes where she's just in bed for weeks and she's on like all these drugs.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten there.
They're prescribed drugs. It's not.
She goes through like periods of depression where she can't get out of bed.
Well, right now she just up and left. Like they don't know where she is.
Yeah.
And like they were asking Shannon, they're like, where would she go? And she's like, to him. Like
Hmm.
she's not gonna go out on her own.
Yeah.
Which does kind of go back to like the I think also when it's been happening to you for so long, you sort of normalize it. Like you
Yeah.
forget
Hmm.
what a normal, healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
like
and
she
she's so
may
isolated
understand like
from
this is
any
bad.
like real family besides Nanny.
Yeah. That's true. She doesn't really have any. And well, she has a sister.
But she's like she doesn't
But they're
talk
not in
to.
contact with.
Well, I don't think she's in contact, but her mom's in contact with her sister.
Right.
So there's at
But
least some
Marie
connection.
herself is isolated from everybody. She has no friends or anything. All she does is work and
Yeah.
come home.
I
True.
have like I understand it more when you're like you're have to depend on the guy because he's providing. But this guy is actually taking their money and drinking it away
Yeah. And I even
like
was
the second they
thinking
get it.
about the cycle of abuse. And a lot of times what happens is, they'll be good for a while, they'll be extra, extra good to you. And then there's like some sort of trigger or something that happens, the abuse happens, and then it goes into the apologizing and then the good again. Like there's a whole cycle of abuse that happens, and why so many people end up trapped in the cycle of abuse. Totally understandable. I just don't see any sort of apologizing or good times in their
Mhm.
family. They're just stuck in this
Well,
constant state
we
of
do know that
awfulness.
there are times where he like is sober, but it's for like a week at a time, if
Yeah.
that, or like a couple days or something. And like I don't know if you've seen this yet, Jillian, but we do see it because even Shannon is like she's like it's good right now, but like she's just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Well,
Yeah.
she talks about like good days. She's
Yeah.
like, I know like
Yeah,
this day of the week he won't be drunk.
Yeah. Because it depends on what day he gets certain money or whatever.
Yeah.
right. But we do also learn about like there are times where he like is sober and not
Yeah. Or he
drinking
has
for
tried to be
whatever reason.
sober.
Right.
The
Or
conversation
Marie kicks
between
him out and then lets him back in 2 days later.
the conversation between Shannon and Marie after like the dad sees the picture of Shannon with Johnny and beats the crap out of her. Um and Marie was like justifying everything. And she was like, he's just trying to protect you. He's just worried about you. He loves you. And she was kind of implying like
It was
he doesn't
Shane.
want you to turn out like me.
Yeah.
And so like that got me thinking like what is he telling Marie all the time to get her thinking like I
I
did
don't
this to myself.
I don't think he's telling Marie anything. I think that is her imaginary justification for why she would ever let that happen to her kids.
Right. This is why I'm saying I think it's a bit of like Stockholm syndrome. Or it becomes something mental at a point where like she just justifies it to herself.
Yeah. And she's probably heard those same things that said to her, maybe even when she was young, like Shannon. And so she's just like, oh, don't be like me. Like, he's just trying to protect you from turning out the same way I did.
And you do
Hmm.
have to remember he was like the golden boy at the time.
Yeah, he was a huge, like, what do they call it? Hurler?
Yeah.
Star?
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
And so like she is seeing herself in Shannon that like Johnny's like the golden boy and he's the rugby star and
yeah.
like I do get that she's seeing those similarities, but like you can't compare every man to your abusive husband.
No. I really,
Which she tends to do.
I've looked for every justification I can to defend
It's
Marie,
just not there.
And
and I
it
can't
gets
find
worse
it.
after Joey's book for me.
Yeah.
Like it's already bad in Shannon's books and it just gets worse the way she treats them.
Yes. I mean, it just, every little tidbit that you find out about their lives and they're growing up and everything, you're just like, that's bad. None of this
I
is good.
also I don't get the continuing to have kids. Daniela kind of hinted to me that it's not her choice, like he's forcing it. But I'm also like he clearly doesn't love the kids. Like he doesn't take care of them or show them any affection even when they're young. Like it's not like there's like a period of good times.
I don't
No.
think he's getting her pregnant on purpose. But you will understand later what I'm saying, like he's forcing her technically.
Yes. And why she's not like on the pill or whatever, so that that doesn't happen anytime. I just, I also think that, and I don't know this for sure because I don't know if this is ever really talked about in the books, but I don't know if there's times when she's pregnant that he's less abusive towards her or anything like that. So I don't know if that's also like a little bit of a saving thing for her of like, oh, if I'm pregnant, then it's better for me.
Yeah. And that could be, and also like it was Ireland in the early 2000s and very religious.
Yeah.
At like still like religious people don't believe in birth control, so
Yeah, that's true. I don't think that they are particularly religious in any sort of way. But
She might have been growing up though, and like still has those beliefs,
yeah, that's true.
and just isn't a churchgoer.
Um, yeah, so I don't know exactly why she wasn't. Now, I can understand him not using protection and him being
Right.
the person that he is, an awful person. But why she didn't, I don't know the answer exactly. But they do keep just having children.
For no good reason.
Yeah. And I also know if you were thinking the other way of like, why didn't she just get rid of pregnancies as they came up? I don't think they had the money.
I
Yeah.
also
I
think it
don't.
was illegal in Ireland then.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I do think it was also illegal there. So she would have had to travel to England to get them done, which
Yeah.
would have cost a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm not surprised she didn't get rid of them because she does seem to like genuinely love her kids,
Hmm.
but she just
As much
doesn't.
as she can, I guess.
Yeah.
And who she is as a person, yes, I guess you could call that love.
She spins it in her head, so she thinks this
Yes.
is what's best for her kids.
I don't know if any single one of her kids, though, thinks that she loves them.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm very interested to see both at the end of this book and the end of the, or like midway through the next book, what your thoughts are. So,
It was interesting when they, I don't really remember what exactly happened, but they kind of talked about the first time that the dad like took off and left. Like, of course, he's always cheating and everything like that. But this time, like, he was kicked out of the house and everything. And then he came back and the mom took him back. And that's when Joey was like, and I was never on her side again after that.
yeah. Yeah.
And
That,
I'm
I mean,
like,
it's happened before where she's kicked him out because of some reason or another. But yeah, she always takes
but
him
that
back.
was that this was after like he did something with the kids. I forget what exactly happened, but like
Yeah, I
he went
can't
crazy on
remember.
the kids,
Probably almost killed one of them.
probably. And then like, but like she took him back, and that's when Joey was like, I knew she didn't really care about us.
Maybe that was something with Darren.
Darren was around at the time,
Yeah, I
yes.
think it was something with Darren. But yes, that has happened.
But I wonder what was going through her
But
head
yep.
at that time. But like, why that wasn't the final straw for her with the kids, if that was like kind of the first time the kids got caught in the middle.
For sure, that
I
was not the first time the kids got caught in the middle.
I
no.
mean in like in that degree where like he was taking out his anger on the kids.
I also think it's a huge, like sometimes maybe she sees some of it as not necessarily abuse and she sees some of it as discipline for bad actions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when she sees him hitting one kid or another for something, it's less bad than like the straight up like destroy your body and kick the absolute crap out of you. And that's more
She
of like
also seems to kind of only like see, like, he doesn't really do it when she's there, it seems like. Or she's like not present in the room most of the time.
maybe most of the time.
Like,
Or she's
like she has been
disassociating.
there. There is like scenes in the books where she is there, but I think a lot of the time she's like either in their room or at work.
Yeah. I know she's at work a lot because they come
Yeah.
home and he's the only one home or he's there with
Yeah.
the smaller kids. I don't know. I don't know what the final
I
straws for
don't
her are. It's very
I don't
difficult.
think there is one.
It's very difficult to tell what her lines are.
If just from what I've read so far, my prediction is she doesn't reach a final straw with him. It's gonna have to be either the kids do something, somebody else intervenes, it's never gonna be she decides enough is enough.
Yeah. That's a fair
Okay,
prediction.
Jillian. Well, I'm so glad we talked about this, and I can't wait to get back to you when you've at least finished Johnny and Shannon's books.
Does she do something at the end of Johnny and Shannon's book?
We can't tell you.
So
Ugh.
much happens
A
that
lot
we're
does.
talking about, and you know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, am I gonna look like an idiot?
No. No,
Not an
I
idiot.
feel like everything that you said was what I was also thinking as I read those parts. So
Yeah,
I
you
thought
don't
the
look like
same
an
thing.
idiot, but you just know nothing.
Okay.
Like
You know nothing,
nothing.
John. So. All right. Well, now
Moving
we're 30
on.
minutes in and we haven't done our intro. So how about we jump into our next topic by introducing ourselves? Welcome to the Pocket Friends podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Miranda.
I'm Daniela.
I'm Jillian.
And we got way too interested in talking about the Boys of Tommen book series, of which we're all at different stages of reading, if you couldn't get that. So we'll probably talk more about it as Jillian continues to read.
Pull up the rear here.
I also would like it noted that I did actually read them before listening, because I know we mentioned that I listened to the last book. Like I was
Yes,
listening in the process
Daniela,
of listening to the last book. I did read all of them prior, and then I did a reread as listening to the audios.
right.
Daniela is the reason we're reading these books.
Yes.
Yes, because Daniela doesn't take my recommendations.
Because otherwise we'd be reading Akatar right now.
I tried reading Akatar on my own without you even recommending it to me, Miranda, and I couldn't do it.
I've also given you other recommendations, so
I also don't remember anything people recommend to
In
me.
one ear, out the other. She doesn't care.
yeah.
It's not that I don't care. I literally have like
There's
if it's
something
not written
genuinely
down
wrong with
in
her brain.
text, if it's not like written down or texted to me, like I will forget it if I can't like go back to reference it.
Okay, what I will do is I'm going to create a shared note on our
Okay.
phones, and I'll just put my book recommendations there. So then you have a list if you ever need a book.
Daniela has this inherent need to be contradictory. And so if somebody recommends something to her, she's immediately like, I hate it, and
Uh,
I'll never touch that
I
ever.
do not
TV
most
shows,
of the
movies,
time, but I do
books.
not all the time.
sometimes. You can at
Sometimes,
least say
yes.
sometimes.
I said most of the time, but not all of the time.
Yeah. It's okay. It's just who you are.
I don't know why I do it either. Like there, it's just something like something just like flips in my brain that's like, nope, can't do that now.
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't like try to do it. I'm not actively trying to ignore people's requests.
okay, well, talking about flipping, the Miami Grand Prix was this weekend, and I got to
Talk about
witness
flipping.
my first ever real scary looking car incident where someone was like
Hmm.
upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened, and Miranda goes, "Oh wow, that's a really bad one," and I go, "Oh, she hasn't seen a real like crash yet."
No, because there really
She
wasn't one last year.
last year
No,
all there
there was,
was Bortoletto
Hmm.
got his car got some air, but he never
yeah, he never
flipped.
flipped.
No, he just hit the side of the railing like so hard.
Yeah.
And then Ollie's crash earlier this year was pretty bad too.
Still no flip.
Yeah.
Still no flip, but Gasly was the first one that I've seen flip. And I do
Yeah.
understand. I mean, obviously
The
I've understood
Halos.
the halos, but watching the flip happen, I was like, oh yeah, the halos are very, very helpful.
Yes.
I was like, I
So
get it now.
Daniela and
which is
I,
so funny to me because when I first got into F1, I literally like I mean I do this with anything when I first get into it pretty much I hyperfixate on it. But I went down like a complete rabbit hole of like iconic races and like iconic race moments and like the craziest crashes and like all these things. So I have like even if it didn't happen in a season that I watched, I have seen some of like the craziest crashes and like moments where it's like, oh, like are they alive? And some of them they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Danielle and I went back and we found like on F1 TV you can go back and watch like races from decades ago.
You can. That's really neat.
And we were just watching one and they were talking about how they were short a driver or something like that because during qualies somebody died.
Oh my gosh. And do they still go on with a race when something like that happens?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That would be so sad.
I F1 fans are gonna hate me, but I can't remember his name right now, but he is like very like notoriously known.
Jules, is that who you're talking about?
Yes. And he was like friends with Charles Leclerc and
Yeah.
Jules Bianchi, I think.
Yes.
Pierre, is that who he was really good friends with?
I think so, because
Gasly?
I've seen images of Gasly, like at the place where he died, like taking flowers every year that they
Yes.
go.
Every year he takes flowers to the spot that he crashed. Um, but so I don't know who all of the current drivers was actually there, but I know Charles Leclerc was there and obviously was like close friends with him and then had to race the next day after he died.
Ugh,
Hmm.
that would
And
be
on the same
so
track
hard.
that he died on.
Yeah.
And like that is just like so crazy to me because I like we were doing like this deep dive and I was like that is such like a like mind
Yeah.
mess. Like that would like you really gotta like just turn it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
That's
otherwise you
probably
would be
really
terrified the whole time, I think.
right. And then you would probably crash because you're overthinking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone else recently passed away in F2, I think. I don't know. I saw a bunch of news about
Like
it.
Like
this
recent
year?
like this
Like this
year?
Yeah.
season?
Yes. Like it was recent.
I didn't
I
hear
didn't
about
see
that.
that. I
I saw
do
it in a bunch of F2. Hold on, let me see if
I
I can
have
find it.
thought several times myself I should get a little bit more into F2 because it is like the leading up.
Yeah.
I see it when the F1 drivers say something about
Anyways, back to this race.
it.
How are you guys feeling about Charles?
No, that is so
Devastated?
stupid. That is so stupid. That's they literally gave him that penalty, and that's the exact
The
same thing that
second
happened to
penalty.
Max at the beginning. It only dropped him like 2 places or something, but like he already dropped 3 places. It was not. They gave it to him for gaining a track advantage.
They
What
said
track
he
advantage?
gained
He
they
lost
said he gained
3 places.
like speed and time by
He
going.
didn't. He lost 3 places. I don't know how you can justify that and like say that
Yeah, I
you're
know.
gaining. He gained
I
anything.
agree with you. I don't think he gained any kind of advantage.
That's what. Yeah.
But yeah,
And
20
that's
seconds is
literally
also
that
crazy.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. I don't remember who
that was
passed away.
also the same thing that happened to Max at the beginning of the race and he didn't get any kind of penalty
Well, Max stayed within track limits.
because his car wasn't broken because he didn't nick the wall.
Yeah.
And it was literally on the final lap. It wasn't like he could just like the car was in fine enough condition to drive it back. It wasn't
Hmm.
like he needed to like pull out a yellow car,
Yeah. I mean, I would fully not be surprised
safety
if
car.
Charles's
I
team,
couldn't think of what it was
a
called, but
yellow
it was a
car.
yellow car.
I would not be surprised if Charles's team is like challenging that and being like, that's so stupid.
That is so stupid.
Yeah. So rough day for Ferrari.
Rough day for
I
Ferrari.
had really high hopes, like through most of
It
the
was
race for
it
Charles.
was almost a good day.
It was
It was so
almost so good.
close.
And then the final lap killed us.
And I
Yeah.
would have been like less upset if he didn't get the penalty. Like obviously like still upset and like
Yeah.
oh that's really disappointing. Like that happened like right at the last lap, like almost
Yeah.
there, home stretch. But like at that point it's just like a racing incident. Like it wasn't really anything that could be like controlled. But then you give him the 20-second penalty for that. That's
That
pretty
was
dumb.
stupid. You know me, I like Charles just fine, but I'm not a Charles lover. And I even was like, that was stupid.
That was too
It was
much.
so unnecessary. Like, what is the point?
I don't know. Truly don't.
And also,
Yeah.
if they would have given another reason for it, like if he had exceeded his limit of track limit, where like they can only go outside of track limit so many times. Like Kimmy got a warning about that during the race, where like you can be penalized for that. It wasn't even that. It was literally for him gaining an advantage. Show me the advantage.
Yeah. You're like, seriously? There's no advantage here, sir.
The numbers are not adding up for that to have been an advantage.
Um, I was happy for Kimmy though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three in a row. Good job, Kimmy.
Three in a row and first to do pole on each and then win in three consecutive.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's
is
good.
breaking
I
some
did see a
records.
really funny meme that was like George thinking he was gonna be like the Mercedes favorite now that Hamilton was out of the way,
I
and then
sent
this
Yeah.
that to
kid
you.
comes up.
I sent that to you.
Okay.
Yes. That was
Usually
kind of
most of the
funny.
things you send me also come across my For You page independently.
I know, but you act like you don't even look at the things I send you, and you're like, I saw this thing.
Well, I
You don't
wasn't
give me
sure where
any credit. Give me the
Daniela
credit.
sent me this.
Thank you.
I was happy about that. I do think that Kimmy wouldn't have won if the McLaren strategy was a little bit better, because Lando was right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. McLaren, I'm impressed with the car. They
It's
did
gotten
some
better.
Yeah.
upgrades over spring break.
Yeah.
They're the only one that seems to have made an improvement that made a difference on the track.
They're the
Ferrari is
only
almost worse, and they made improvements. And I said before they made improvements, I said I don't know why they're doing
um of the top cars though, McLaren was the only one that we really didn't see spin out. Because even Kimmy was having trouble at the front, the very start of the race.
Yeah.
that. Like
And
Well,
why?
and
obviously we
he
saw
lost his
Ferrari.
gearbox.
Yeah, that, and then we
He was
also
like
saw
overheating.
Max. So all other cars had some issue at some point in time that they were spinning out.
Yeah. Was there an
I also
issue with
it
George's
is
car?
probably I think there was. It's
I don't
also
know.
killing me that like Max did the same thing Charles did, and everyone was like praising Max, like, oh my God, what a good driver he is, like hardly like that's a hard save. And then Charles turns around and does the same thing, like obviously not on purpose, but like does the same exact thing. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. Why would he do that? That's so dumb.
Well, he ran into the wall and Max did it.
Max wasn't close to a wall where he was. The walls were further
Yeah,
away. Charles
I
was
know,
in
Max
a
but it was
probably
narrower
would have run into
it
a
area.
was
wall.
impressive that Max didn't hit anyone.
Neither did Charles.
It's impressive that Max didn't hit anyone, but it's more impressive that all the drivers around him seemed to avoid him.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, Jillian, tell me if that was anyone else in the car besides Max or Charles that car wouldn't have been in the wall.
I think Charles did a great job.
Yes,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
you literally just did though.
I just said there's some differences in
But
the
you also have to take
circumstances.
into account where they were at in the track. Like Charles was in a narrow area, he was more likely to hit a wall. I'm sure
Yeah.
Max didn't intentionally not like obviously he wasn't intentionally trying to hit anyone, but he also wasn't like he was probably like it's not the end of the world if I do hit someone as long as I can save it.
Danielle, we completely agree with you that the time second penalty was stupid. We're
Yeah, but
just saying that the
that's not
two
I'm
spinouts were
not
She
even talking
different.
wants
about
everybody to
the
praise
penalty.
Charles for his
It's not that
driving.
I
Recovery.
want us to praise him, it's that I don't want us like we're praising one person for the same thing and hating on the other person for it when it's literally almost exactly the same incident. Like
I
people are
feel
hating
like
on Charles for it and
everybody,
everyone is like,
are they?
"Wow, look at Max did." Yes, I have literally seen it.
Really?
No, I haven't
Yeah.
seen. I've seen everybody like that was ridiculous. I can't believe they did that to Charles.
Yeah, I guess I just haven't seen people
It's
praising him because everyone has been devastated for him. They're like, I
it's
cannot
not
believe that happened.
it's not people talking about the penalty, it's talking about like the incident itself.
Yeah.
And not like saying like criticizing Charles for it, but also praising Max at the same time for the same incident at the beginning of the race.
Well, that's
Yeah.
stupid then.
Well, I don't agree
Right.
with that, but I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that would be dumb because they both saved their cars and Max obviously got booted to the back basically and managed to
Yeah.
get up there. So that was great. And Charles, even though two people passed him, he was still finishing within the top, what was he? Six?
He was in sixth when he passed the
Yeah. So
line
he did a good job recovering quickly and maintaining at least a good spot up there.
with damage to the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both drivers recovered well and did what they had to do. Um,
And they did it on, well, Charles did it on like severe tire degradation.
Yeah.
Max made those tires last. He he pitted during that first safety car,
Yeah.
yep, he did make those
and
last.
he had those tires on the rest of the race.
Yeah. You asked earlier about George. I don't remember George complaining about his car.
I just remember like he was just letting people by.
Well,
And I
yes.
remember
I
one
know
thing
he
that
doesn't love
he
this
came
track.
on and complained about. And I think there's also been interviews of him this weekend about stuff that's wrong with his car. Don't
Hmm.
quote me on that. I don't get a ton of George interviews.
You don't get George content?
I
I
get
will.
George content, but not necessarily him like at the interviews. The
Yeah.
interviews is more like Ferrari stuff that I see.
Well, I will say, I do think that they're all having a harder time defending. Like all across
Yeah.
the board, they're having a harder time. And that was even noted in the cool down room. Oscar was saying that. He was like, you can't really defend in the with these new regulations. It just
You
becomes a
just
game of
yo-yo.
yo-yo.
Yeah. I also think that it's crazy that we had Ollie's crash a month ago at this point with these regulations. We changed the regulations. I don't really think it changed that much. I don't fully understand the changes, so I can't like really speak on it.
They gave
But
like a
that we
little
then
wiggle
had a
room
crash this race still because
as a
of the
result.
same issues.
Yeah. And I don't think that they're going to make any more changes.
Yeah.
Because at this point they would just have to admit, hey, this
That
is a
they
bad
were
idea.
that they did this too quickly and they didn't think everything through.
Yeah.
Speaking of the FIA, did you guys, well, I know Jillian didn't watch this because she was asleep, but at the very end, Kimmy got out of his car and was like, he went and did his jump on the team, got all excited. The FIA president was standing right by, like, where the boxes
I saw
are,
Kimmy jump.
And is being like touchy-feely with him.
was being touchy-feely, and then took a whole water bottle and dumped it on his head.
Yeah.
And
I
I
saw
was,
Kimmy jump.
it was
I guess I
after the
missed
jump.
this.
Yeah, he was like, I
The
didn't know
yeah, the
who it
water pour
was.
was after the jump. Him being he was touchy-feely like when he got out of the car and after the jump, and he poured water on him after he jumped.
Yeah,
It was
it was like after Kimmy
Is,
took off his helmet.
is
it
Kimmy
was like kind
okay?
of
Have we checked on
uncomfortable.
him?
He's fine. Everyone online was just commenting about like, who's this creepy man? And everyone's like, it's
Yeah,
the FIA president.
Yeah.
get him
I
out
did
of
know
there.
that that was the FIA president, but I was like, why are you like
Yeah, because I noted it right when I was watching it. I was like,
yeah,
who is this
I
man
did
and
too.
why is he like being real
I
creepy towards Kimmy?
I knew
Get
who he
away from the
was, but I was
teenager.
like, I don't care who you are. Why are you like you're not related to him and you're not like in his team or anything. You're not that close to him.
Yeah,
So why are you like he was kind of
sticking with him.
manhandly.
Yeah, and like I understand if you want to like congratulate and move on. Like a lot of people come up and like
Right.
pat on back, whatever, congratulations. But this man was like having a full conversation with Kimmy. And I'm like, he just
Hands
won. He has
on.
so many other things to be doing right now.
Right. It wasn't just like a congratulations pat on the back. It was like hands on him, and then also doubled down by coming back to him after he went to his team and like pouring water on him.
Yeah,
And like, why?
it was all weird. It was all weird. So I just wanted to point that out because I have seen some online discussions about that.
Yeah, I did notice that as it was happening, and I was like, I knew at the time that he was the FIA president,
Okay,
but I was like,
I didn't.
I still just I don't think you have a reason to be doing this even as the FIA president. In fact,
No.
I think you have less of a reason to be doing this as the FIA president.
Um, One of my other things I texted you guys of note was that Lando and Oscar both realized at the same time that Kimmy wasn't drinking champagne. They were like, "Oh."
He's a baby
He's like, "Oh, he's not legal age in the United
in
States
the
to drink
US.
champagne."
Cloud.
So,
Yeah, I do think that that is kind of interesting that we're literally the only state, like country that does that. What is Canada's drinking
No,
age?
no, he had to drink rose water somewhere else.
oh really? I
Was
know
it in
most of
Japan?
Europe, maybe it was. I know most of Europe, the drinking age is like 16, so I don't know where else. Maybe Canada?
Have you guys
Some
seen the
places,
thing?
some places it's 16, some places it's 18, and a lot of places you get your license at 18 though, instead of
Yeah.
16.
Gotcha.
Have you guys seen the thing about how Toto doesn't go to the Japan Grand Prix?
Mm-mm.
No.
Like this will be the third year in a row that he hasn't gone. He always sends somebody else in his place, and it's like started this conspiracy theory online, and they're like, is he banned from Japan?
I was gonna say, what? How did he get banned from Japan?
It may be like a logistics thing, like it's just like not worth it for him to make the trip there and back with
Maybe.
the
He
time
goes to every
difference and
other race.
everything. I don't know. But it's like kind of started some funny conversations online.
That is so funny. No, I didn't know. I did not know that. That's good though.
Hmm.
Well, were there any other? Oh, hold on. We have to. I want to really quickly talk about Isaac Hajar's flip out moment. I
Listen, the second seat, man.
I know.
I know,
I
and a
do
lot of people were
feel
hoping
like
that like he would break the second seat curse.
yeah.
I think
I
there had
think
to have been something beforehand. Like Jillian said during the race, he's like, I wonder if there was some sort of conversation we don't know about where it's like you need to perform, and then that
Better.
happened, and
yeah.
he was
Well, especially because we're seeing like there's just a lot of changes happening at Red Bull and they're probably trying like they're probably under a lot of pressure from upper management to be like we got to look good
Mm-hmm.
and or it could also be this was the first race back after and he really wanted to do good.
Yeah. It
Like
could
he
have been a
put a
lot
well,
of
lot of
things.
pressure on
it could
himself.
also just be like pure frustration with himself that because it was
Mm-hmm. His
entirely just
fault.
kind of his
Just
fault.
driver's error. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. I just have never seen someone so like,
He kept
"Urgh."
going. Like every
Yeah.
time they panned back to him, they're like, nope, he still hasn't calmed down.
Yeah, like I've seen people get angry and like do that, but not that long, and they'll just get out of the car and keep their helmet on.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he
And
was
like keep it on for like
angry.
an extended period of time rather than like take it off and like look at anybody.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was funny that they did like the comparison. They had like Hajar freaking out, and then Gasly
Yeah.
just like
He's like, "Good to do, walking away."
chilly walking.
He was probably like, "I'm glad I'm not injured."
He's like, "Whew, that was a close one."
Yeah. And also, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, True.
Liam
That was
Lawson just took him out.
Lawson. He did something to somebody else too.
I think he
Oh,
hit
did he?
Hamilton, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. There's contact with Hamilton, and then like he ended up out, and Lawson
We
Yeah.
ended up out of the
didn't
race.
have any like DNFs because of technical stuff though, right? It
He,
was all just crashes.
no, I think we
No,
did. I think it was Hulkenberg.
um, Hulkenberg's car couldn't start.
And Lindblad?
Where was I for that? I hardly even looked at the bottom of the chart this time, not gonna lie.
We had like 4 or 5 cars that didn't finish.
Yeah,
And
there
I
might have
didn't
been
fill
another
out
one.
I haven't filled out my book yet, so I'm
Yeah,
a little
I
bit
was
info.
very lazy on taking notes this week because I was having a bad day on Sunday. Um, but I think Hulkenberg's car was not working.
Mm-mm.
Um, and I think there might have been one more technical issue, but I don't know.
I am painting my nails again.
I'm
She can't
shocked.
just talk to us.
It's just a really good time to do it because I can't like then I wait more in between the layers and it's just better. Like
Lindblad
I can be
finished.
more patient because
Okay,
I'm doing something else.
fair. Okay, maybe it wasn't him then. Maybe it was someone else I was thinking of.
Do we have anything
Hulkenberg,
else to say
Lawson,
about the
Gasly, and
race?
Hadjar DNF'd.
Right, but who
Okay,
DNF'd because of technical?
Hulkenberg.
Definitely Hulkenberg. Maybe Lawson.
And hard to say because he also ran into people, so could have been a car
Combo.
thing too that he just hit something and couldn't. Something blew up. I don't know. They really weren't panning to Lawson. They were focused on way more other people.
Yeah,
They've really this season been really focusing the camera purely on the top like five.
different.
Yeah.
Well, they usually focus it where there's action. And because there's
Right.
been so much
But
back
I
and forth in the top, that's where they've kind of been staying.
Yeah, but even if there's action happening midfield, we're not getting it. Like they're not
No, and
panning to it.
they're not doing it quickly is the issue because
It took forever.
it took forever for us to find out what happened with Gasly and Hajar because they happened at the exact same time in two different spots, but we didn't know that they happened in two different spots. So we thought, oh, one must have hit the other and they're both out. And then we realized
Hmm.
it was two completely separate incidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like waiting for like a
It took a while.
couple
And like
minutes.
the commentators
It
were
took
like,
a
we'll
long
get the
time for
replay at
replays.
some point.
Right.
Yeah.
This race took a long time for replays, like longer
Yeah.
than the other races. And I have noticed that in the other races lately too, that the replays do take like a while to get to us. And I'm curious that is, because F1 TV was never like that.
No, and I miss the instant or the replay from the like first, the offset of the race, like
Right.
lights
They didn't
out.
do that until like the end of the race, I feel like.
They did that right after they did the two crashes. And we were like, oh,
And
we're
it
finally
was because
getting
there was a yellow car. Oh my God.
Like, not that it's
safety car. Yes.
yellow
A
car.
safety car.
The yellow safety car.
Right.
It's
The
not
sign
even.
is yellow when it comes up.
It's not a big deal. We
It's
all
a
know what you
yellow
mean.
flag.
So, yeah, we kept also talking about that. We're like, when are we going to see? Because we
Yeah.
had seen Max spin, but we wanted to see the replay of it. And
Yeah.
it took forever to get to that. So,
Well, and
I
like
hope
they
that
usually
they
kind
figure
of
it
slow
out.
it down a little bit or do it a few times in the replay so like you can really or like from a couple different angles. And like
Hmm.
even if you are paying attention and do see it, like everything is happening so fast that if it is something crazy like Max doing that, that like you do want a replay of that.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%.
Especially at the start when they're like all clustered together like that.
Yeah. So, overall, I want coverage to improve. I
We
want
have some issues.
regulations to improve, and I want the cars to improve.
Yeah, the
So,
drivers are fine.
drivers, perfect. Y'all are great.
Everything else.
Let's just improve everything else, please. Except for Kimmy can keep winning.
Really, over George? You're okay with that?
I mean, I obviously do want George to win, but Kimmy, I'm rooting for the same team. Mercedes, let's go.
I
I am a
really,
Kimmy fan. I do think he's gonna go places, but I don't feel the need to root for
I don't
him
want him to go
really.
places right now.
I feel like
Right.
it's too soon. It's not his time. He hasn't served his time.
It's not even
Like
about
I was
serving his time. It's that it's Charles's turn.
right. It's Charles's turn in my mind. Like I was rooting for him last year, Kimmy, as like there
The
were a ton of
rookie.
rookies. Like he was my rookie last year. And like
And now
obviously
you're
like
left him in the
I
dust.
still like root for him, but I want it to be Charles's time.
I feel the same way about George. I feel like it's George's time.
I don't think George is gonna have a time.
Lies.
That's wild. What a take. Okay.
That is a take.
I'm I
You're
feel like
telling me
George
he goes
honestly has
from
more of a likelihood.
you're telling me George goes from Lewis Hamilton as his teammate to then Kimi Antonelli, who's breaking records in his second year on track. Not just like one record, like several records, races in a row.
You're saying like Mercedes won't give him the chance to be number one.
I think he's like technically their number one seat right now, but Kimmy's kind of better, especially for like his experience level compared to George.
Right now, but we don't know. This is early on in the season still. We don't know how the rest of the season's going to play out. Remember last year when Oscar did stellar, amazing for the first half of the entire season and then pooped
Yeah,
out
but
at the end?
this I'm just talking like skill in general. Like Kimmy in general, I think is just more like naturally excels
Yeah,
than
maybe.
George does.
We'll just have to see.
And it's not that I think George is bad, because he's not. I just don't think he's top dog.
Okay, that is your opinion.
I think he
I
can be top three,
Interesting.
but I don't think he's top one.
I think Charles is good, but I don't think that he will ever get to be top dog.
Both
That's
are being mean to each
blasphemy.
other now.
I just don't think he's had so many chances and he's been in Ferrari
He's
for
had so many
forever.
chances.
So many
And
chances? That's crazy.
he,
Miranda, you need to do some history. Charles has not had so many chances.
okay, well, he's older than the other ones.
And
I'm just saying he's had more chances.
Is he has he been on F1 longer than George?
I'm pretty sure.
if he has it was like a year.
Hold on, now I'm Googling. When did,
I think the problem with Charles is Ferrari.
really? You think, what would he do better with?
I think it's been his car 90% of the time. Okay, George
It's the
started in
car or it's the
2019.
strategy. It's rarely ever like he makes the mistake.
Okay, you're right. He joined in 2018 and George joined in 2019, so it was only a year.
Oh wow, look at me knowing my history.
I don't know. I also think, yeah, I just don't know if he's going to do it with Ferrari. And I don't know if
If
he's
you
going to leave
also
Ferrari.
if you also look at their karting history,
I'm not
I
looking at
don't
their
I
card.
never
don't think karting has been a great indicator for how you're gonna do in F1.
it's
It's
not
a good
it's
indicator for if you'll get into F1.
I'm not saying just karting, like their whole careers, like karting up. Charles is kind of better.
I'm not saying that Charles isn't better at George than um, like overall racing that they've done better. Charles has done better, and it's shown. I just don't think he's going to be top dog. I think something will hold him back, and that something is probably Ferrari.
Okay.
Speaking, that's a hot take. And now we're going to move on to, I have some hot takes for y'all, and I want to know what you think of them. Okay? Now, some of them are like kind of stupid, but um, others are kind of interesting. Okay, I want to
Alright,
start with this.
I have a question for you real quick, actually, before you start. When
What?
you shower, do you face the water or is your back to the water most of the time that you're in the shower?
Most of the time, my back is to
Yeah.
the water.
Okay.
Why?
Apparently, that's like more common if you're neurodivergent to have your back to the water.
But I am hard pressed to find anybody who stands facing the water the whole time they shower.
Right.
I thought it was more like a girl guy difference because my husband
He
faces
faces
the
the
shower.
water.
Yeah,
He
faces the
waterboards
water.
I'll have
himself the whole time.
I'll
Yes,
have
You
to
need to
he
ask
does.
like,
some
you
guys
need to
that I
take
know.
a, but what
Alex,
about like during the lather phase where you need to be not in the water?
well,
They
he
don't
obviously
lather.
stepped away.
They
They don't lather.
90% of the time they're like putting the soap on while they're standing under the water.
Okay, that's crazy. You can't do that. Alec will step away
A
and
lot
then
of guys
step
do
back.
that.
Well, then they're not getting clean. That's
I
gross.
didn't say they were. I'm telling you
But Alec,
information I
I'm like a rotisserie chicken. I'm just rotating in there.
yeah.
know.
Yeah, like when I'm washing my face, obviously I'm facing the shower. But most of the time, like my hair and like everything else, yeah, I'm gonna face away and then come back.
Yeah, I'm not washing
Rotisserie.
my hair
I
facing the water.
I
No,
was
That's
watching a
crazy.
show and this girl was like facing the water and was just like letting the water run over her.
I
And
hate
then
that.
like creepy stuff started to happen. And I was like, this is literally why I don't do that.
Okay, hold
If
on.
you face away from the water, the monsters can't get you.
Hold on.
Exactly.
Alec has a funny thing though that he does. So like he does hair, face, body. Like that's his rhythm.
Okay, top to bottom.
Yeah, I do face, hair. And he, for the life of me, or for the life of him, cannot understand doing face first and then doing hair. But I get it now. It's because he goes
He
face
just goes
first
in.
into the shower. And so he's like, oh, well, you're getting all of your shampoo and conditioner and stuff all over your face. So, like, you wash that second. And I'm like,
I've
but I don't.
never really had that as an issue of getting it all over my face.
No, it's
I
because I don't
I
face
do
Because we turn
water.
around.
I do hair, body, face.
Oh,
That's interesting.
I do
And
face hair
then
body.
sometimes if it's a particularly oily hair week, I do just like my front piece, like this one, you can see these ones get like extra oily.
Hmm.
I'll re-shampoo just those front pieces
Yeah, interesting.
and then get out.
Well, I'll do shampoo and then conditioner, leave the conditioner in, and then, do
Yeah, and do
other
my body.
things and come back.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So,
I try and if I have the time to waste in the shower, I try and let my conditioner sit and rinse it out before I wash my body because it's better for if you get any kind of body acne. Because
yeah,
if you
that makes
wash your
sense.
body and then rinse the conditioner down your back,
Then it's
you're more
clogged with
likely to
pores.
get right.
Yeah, I get
And it's
that.
not like that huge of a problem for me, so like some like it doesn't really matter, but like if I have the extra time, I
Yeah.
try and
Okay.
fix it first.
Hot takes.
Sorry.
Nope, that was a good one. That's kind of a hot take. We just don't agree with the
Yeah.
hot take. Okay, we've talked about this before, but I want to bring it up again. Audiobooks count as reading.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess they can count as reading.
Alex says no.
Like, I'm not gonna say you didn't read a book just because you only listened to the book.
Alex said no when I said this earlier. He's like, why would it count as reading? And I was like, oh, honey, there's a whole online debate about whether it counts.
But
I
like, what
think
are you
it
gonna
does.
say? Like, oh, you haven't read that book.
He said, you listen to the book.
But like you know the plot and everything. It's just
It's just
virtually
a
the same
different
thing as
verb.
reading it.
Yeah. Well, his rationale was that when you're reading it in your own voice, you're putting your own inflection on it, you're putting voicing the characters in your head, um,
Can you not change
pronouncing
your voice in your
characters.
head?
Huh?
Can you not change your voice in your head?
Well, he was saying like you put your own character voices or whatever. Like you imagine it the way you imagine it in your head. And he said when you listen to it and you're listening to someone else, they're putting the inflection on certain words. They're pronouncing things, maybe differently than you would pronounce it. And so it's different. So that's why he said it can't count as reading.
Mm.
See, as someone who just kind of did this thing where I read the Binding 13 books and now have listened to them, I was, I think if you know grammar, you put the inflections on the right words and
Yeah.
like it's like on the page where you're supposed to like give those types of things.
Okay,
I
so
think it
with
counts.
with the Binding 13 book and with the first Harry Potter book, I was going back and forth between
Hmm.
listening and reading.
I do that a lot.
So I feel like it all counts as reading.
I do too. I don't know why. There's such a
You're
hot topic
still
debate
like
about
you
it.
still have to imagine everything. It's not like being handed to you on a platter like a movie. Like you're still making the stuff up in your head, like the visuals, if you are able to do that. Apparently, some
Hmm.
people aren't. But if you're able to do that, you're still like you're doing that.
Okay, so we agree with the hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texting is better than calling.
Depends on who
Mm,
it is.
depends on the situation too. I
Yeah.
think genuinely if you're gonna be having like just a conversation, calling is better. Texting is good for you. Here's a piece of information you need. You don't need to respond to this right away. It's not important, that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, generally overall, I say no. I prefer to call. You guys know me. It's probably my millennial self showing. Um, but there is certain instances where texting is better. It's
There's
not
also just
always
like
better.
there's like a
I
break in the conversation if you're texting. Like if you're trying to have like a deep conversation over text, there's
yeah.
gaps in time where you're like trying to answer.
I also like my boss, if I need a day off or something, even though like I see her every single day of the week, I will text it to her over the weekend or like even like during the week I'll text it to her and ask like
Hmm.
after work because then it's like written down and we both have it if we need to like go back and remember anything that was
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
or any times
Yeah.
or
I
dates or
think
anything.
yeah, anything that you're like this would be good to reference back to, it's better to send it in a text.
Right, like I have had an instance where I accidentally said the wrong date or something, like I said the wrong month or mixed something up. And someone was like, "Oh, I thought you said this instead of this." And I was like, "Oh, I might have, but this is what I meant." But like it wasn't written down. It was like verbally, so like neither one of us could actually remember. So then like it was like a whole thing.
Okay.
But like if I would have written it down, I would have written down the correct month because I get dyslexic about like weird things.
That's okay. That's why confirming is always
I
good.
I also I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but I will say the right thing in my head and a different word comes out of my mouth. It happens to me a lot with colors where I will say the right color in my head. Like the box in front of me is blue, but I would say blue in my head and then like some other color would come out of my mouth, like orange or something. And I
That's
don't know
interesting.
why.
I've not had that instance. I have a lot of times where, like, for instance, at the grocery store, I will have certain things in my head that I know we need to get. I can picture them perfectly. I know what color, like, I know where it is in the store. But Alec asked me what's next on the list, and I can't verbalize it. I'm just like, I know where to go. I can't tell you what it is, but I know how to get there and what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more of my issues is like it coming out of my mouth.
I also just say numbers backwards sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has severe
I can be
dyslexia with
reading,
numbers.
I can be reading in a regular clock that lays the numbers out for you, and I will say the numbers backwards and say the wrong time.
Happens. Oh, do you want to know something that I struggle with that you might laugh? And I think we've actually talked about this before. I don't know if we talked about it on podcast, but I am so directionally challenged. I can't tell my rights and lefts. And Alec was like, huh, it's almost like God designed something on us as part of our human existence that helps you figure that out by putting L's. You figure out your L's. And I said, honey, I put both of them up and I don't know which one's right.
They're both L's.
They're both L's to me.
So actually, I had an aha moment for that, I think after high school.
Is it about which hand you
Because
write with?
I I am dyslexic. No, I figured out that like a lot because everyone always said this, and I'm like, they are both L's.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking at these are both L's.
Yep.
And I figured out myself, I'm like, oh, I write with my right hand. So I would just like write in the air to figure out which side is right
That is
and left.
literally what I do and still do to this day to figure out which way I'm going.
And now I wear my watch on my right hand, so that's the
Mm-hmm.
right. But I did eventually, I was like, oh, I see it. But not until literally after high school.
I don't know if it makes a difference that I like I'm a lefty and I grew up being a lefty and like it became like a thing. Everybody would point out they're like, "Oh, you're a lefty." And so like I was just very aware that this is my left hand.
Yeah. So you knew always what was left.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't. I'm so directionally challenged. So I can't tell what L is right. This one. No.
Yeah,
This
when I was working
it,
with preschoolers, I only had one left-hander and the rest were right. And sometimes we would do like right and left stuff. And most of the kids I would be like, what hand do you write with? That's your right. Instead of like,
Mm-hmm.
most of them don't know half their letters anyways.
That's
They
true.
should. They were supposed to, but that was a
Okay.
difficult job.
Here's the next one. Everyone secretly loves spoilers.
no.
No.
No. I will like actively I love threads because now you can do like the little sparkly dust that hides it and I'm
I
like I'm not touching
love
it.
it.
I'm not touching it. No.
I
Yeah.
don't like spoilers.
I like to learn the information on my own. I get upset when I learn stuff ahead of time because I'm like, oh, it's ruined.
Yeah.
I sometimes like spoilers. Sometimes
Like for
I
what?
seek out
Like
spoilers. I will seek out spoilers for reality TV.
that's sure, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm talking like the things I
Movies,
really care
books,
about. Yeah.
shows, things that I'm like actively
Things I'm really
into.
excited
Yeah.
to see.
Truly, if it's something I care about, no, I want to find out as I'm reading or as I'm watching. But it's usually like the things like Alec gets so mad at me, but like we'll be watching some action movie that I do not care about, and I will sometimes go look up the Wikipedia and see what's coming next
While you're watching it?
while I'm watching it.
That's
I have
ridiculous.
never done that.
I
Just
do
watch it.
that.
It's happening in front of you.
Or I wouldn't have like something will have happened and I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, I'm lost. I'll go look up the Wikipedia.
I've
That's
never looked
sad.
up the Wikipedia
No,
of
I've
something
never done that.
before or after I've watched it or during.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess it's just me. I'm alone on an island. Um, but like book spoilers, especially things I really love, I hate. I hate spoilers. I don't want them. I want to experience it on my own. And
Yeah,
like
there are
certain TV shows and stuff.
lately I've been getting a lot of like like it'll be like a page or like a conversation that happens in a book. And the conversation that I'm reading, I'm like, this feels a little spoilery. Like maybe it's not that big of an event in the book, but to me reading it, this feels like a lot of information. And
Hmm.
I haven't read anything else in this book. And I feel like I know most of the story already.
Yeah. Well, just telling you, Jillian, everything that we've talked about Boys of Tommen, if
It's been a spoiler.
no, I mean,
No.
I said like spoiler about Sean calling Joey daddy at some point in time. Like that's technically a spoiler because you haven't seen it, but like it's so not important to the
It's so
story.
minuscule, Jillian.
Yeah, like everything we've talked about has
Yeah,
been
I'm
so small.
Yeah.
Nothing big. And not even like plot points, just like background info. Hold on, there was some interesting ones.
can't yawn, Danielle. You make me yawn.
It's good. Then you're not a sociopath.
Good to know.
Showers are better at night than in the morning.
Yes.
Yep.
My hot take is
I
showers
just
are
don't.
better in the afternoon than any other time of day.
I don't wake up
Like
early
I
enough
get I
to
get
really
home at
enjoy
like
a
3.
morning
I would
shower.
rather shower then. What'd you say, Julian?
I don't wake up early enough to enjoy a morning shower.
I don't either.
Yeah. I would rather shower at like 3 when I get home than
I
in the morning
just
or before bed.
I
I
like
don't
getting
want to
in
go to
bed
bed. If I go
clean.
to bed with wet hair, my hair is a mess in the morning. Like it's
Well,
just
mine is too,
dirty.
but I fix it in the morning.
I
I just
90% of the time I just comb my hair and wash
I
it.
enjoy getting into bed clean. It's my favorite feeling. So I will always do night showers. Cereal is soup.
No. Cereal is its own genre.
It's breakfast.
I'm trying to decide what makes a soup a soup. Because then
Okay.
what's
Soups
a
are
chowder?
hot, first of all. Soups are hot, first of all.
There is a lot of cold soups too.
Yeah, there are cold soups.
They exist. You may not have had them, but they exist.
That is the dumbest thing ever. Who wants cold soup?
It's not my favorite thing, but there's like a pea soup that's really popular that's served cold.
The point of soup is that it's hot and like
I think
warm.
the point of soup is that it's
I'm
liquid.
I'm gonna say cereal is not a soup because cereal is only good for like this small amount of time where the cereal is still hard-ish, but it can't get soggy.
Hmm.
And a soup is like it's kind of meant to sit around,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
and
agree
it
with that.
doesn't
Soup
change the
soup
consistency.
actually soup actually most of the time gets better.
The longer it sits in
Like
it.
it's one of those foods that like gets better the longer it's there. Like
Yeah.
even sometimes the leftovers are better than like the original. Same thing with like Chinese food and stuff like that.
That's an
Chinese
interesting
food
trait.
leftovers is sometimes better than like the night that you got it.
I disagree with that. But I also really like crunchy food, and I don't like things getting soft. And I feel like a lot of it depends on what you get out of.
Yeah, I usually get like sweet and sour chicken with fried rice
Yeah,
or the
guess my
noodles.
order at a Chinese restaurant right now.
What are the noodles called?
Chow mein
Yeah,
or lo mein, whatever.
Lo mein.
Chicken lo mein.
pork lo mein is what I get.
I also, this is not really a hot take, or it is a hot take that no one agrees with, but someone also said that the ocean is soup because there's salt, there's protein, and there's vegetables.
But
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
not
Soups do
edible.
usually are supposed to have like all like it's supposed to kind of cover all the food groups. Soups are.
And
Cereal does not do that.
cereal doesn't cover any food group. Well, it covers
Ocean
carbs.
is not soup. It's not readily edible.
No, I
That's
know. That
stupid.
was mostly a joke,
Cereal is
I
also
think.
not soup.
Okay, good to
What's
know.
the next one?
Self-checkout is unpaid labor.
Yes.
Yeah. What's really frustrating though is I am faster at a self-checkout than the checkout people are if you go through the checkout line. And so I'm like, I would almost rather do self-checkout, but this isn't my job. But
Yeah,
I'm better at this job than you are.
Yeah.
it does happen sometimes.
I feel like you should get some sort of discount, like a 10% discount or something
10%.
on just your purchase. Yeah. You know how much that would save me on groceries checking myself out? Because
I
you're
mean,
not paying,
that's a
No
pretty
one,
big
you're,
discount.
whose, whose wage is being paid with the money that I just paid for my food? Nobody.
The
So I should get a
CEOs.
10% discount. Because that could technically be my wage for checking myself out and doing somebody else's job because you don't want to employ them.
Hmm.
okay, next one. Talking on speakerphone in public should be a crime.
I
Yeah.
do that all the time.
How
I,
in public?
yeah, I guess it depends on your
How in
degree of
public?
public.
Oh, like if there's people like right next to me, I'm not doing it. But if
But like,
I'm
where
just
are
like
you that?
outside,
Like, would you do it at a grocery store?
I have done it at a grocery store because I need free hands to pick stuff up and push my cart. Or usually it's whoever I'm talking to is also trying to talk to Danielle at the same time.
Yeah, we
That
don't.
does happen. I have had not speakerphone, but it drives me crazy when people talk on the phone in a public restroom while they're going to the restroom.
That's disgusting. I
Yeah.
have, I will like hang up the phone and be like, I'll call you back when I'm out of
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Yeah. I never ever, and like even at home, even if I'm at
Yeah,
home,
no,
I don't go to the bathroom when I'm on the phone. That's weird.
no. Nobody needs to hear that.
Like, unless I'm calling my husband because I have forgotten toilet paper and there's none in the bathroom, I'm not on the phone. That has happened on occasion.
I'll say if it's my parents who kind of just get on tangents and I'm not even speaking back to them
Do you
and I
mute
really
it?
have to pee, I'll just mute it and go pee. I'm not like going
At least
super
you're
in deep
muting it.
on the phone. Yeah, I always mute it. And it's only for if I pee. I'm not doing anything else on the phone.
Okay, here's one that I don't think y'all will agree with, but it is a hot take. Most babies are ugly.
So
Mm,
I actually think most Caucasian babies are uglier than other babies when they're first born.
just like in the first few days
Yeah,
Yeah,
when they're fresh.
when
when
they're
they're fresh. I think in general, newborns,
kind
I
of
do
ugly.
think overall they
they're
get
not
cuter.
they're not like ugly, but they do get cuter. Like that's they haven't
Right.
reached peak cuteness.
I
Yeah,
do think they get cuter, but I do think Caucasian babies out the gate are uglier than most other non-Caucasian babies.
that is funny. Okay,
Never really compared.
I haven't either. Um, Taking a bath is just soaking in your own filth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
not a
will
fan of
I will
baths.
I rarely take a bath. Sometimes if I'm like really sore or something, I'll take a bath with like Epsom salt or something. Or like kind of if I just want to have like a fun time and I have a bath bomb, which I rarely have bath bombs because I don't take baths. I'll like take that bath and literally just like sit there and like watch a show or like read a book or something, and then I
Mhm.
will, when I'm done, I will take a shower.
Yeah,
I will
that's
drain the tub and take a shower.
that's usually what I also do is I like at least a rinse off and like I take a shower too when I take a
Yeah.
bath, but I don't take them very often.
In the
My step,
past 2 years, I've had two baths, and they've both been because I was sick.
I don't remember the last time I took a bath. That's kind of interesting.
I did take a bath here just to take a bath because we have really big bathtubs.
You do.
We do
But
have
then like
nice
I
tubs.
actively showered afterwards.
I remember the first time we tried to record a podcast and you did it from your tub.
Yeah, because they're really big. It's big enough that during the tornado, me, Jillian, and the golden retriever all fit.
Okay, next one. A hot dog is technically a type of taco.
No,
No.
Good.
it's a bun, not a shell. If you say a hot dog is a type of burger, I would lean more that way than
Like a
taco.
sandwich.
Yeah.
There's a whole podcast that is a hot dog is a sandwich, I
I would
think.
I
lean
can
more
see the
that way
argument
than
for that
taco.
more than it's
Yeah.
a type of taco,
Yeah,
but
I
Or
agree.
just saying because it's like in the like
Like,
because
yeah,
of how you hold it.
three sides open instead of all sides open.
I think so.
It's also a sub sandwich.
You guys, I'm just reading these. I'm not the one that's giving these hot takes, so I don't know. Okay, here's another
No,
one.
incorrect.
The best part of a muffin is the stump, not the top.
No, incorrect. It's
Uh-uh.
the top. You save the top for the
I
last.
break them in half and eat the stump first and save the top for last.
Food hot takes. Boneless wings are just overpriced chicken nuggets.
Yeah, most of the
Okay,
time.
no, chicken nuggets are different. Like, a
How are they
chicken
different?
nugget is generally like a thing that they turn into a paste and pump out into a mold. A chicken tender keeps like the chicken format but loses the bone. So I will concede that a boneless chicken wing is similar to a chicken tender, but not a chicken nugget.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you're like generalizing all chicken nuggets to the standard of like a McDonald's chicken nugget. And
No,
case in point, Jillian, the chicken nuggets that we recently got, not the ones that we didn't like, but the ones that we did like.
but that's
That
rare.
was
Most of the
still the
chicken nuggets don't look
chicken.
like that.
Yeah, that's why I like the ones now. I get the Just Bare ones that
That's
look,
what
That's
we that's what
yeah.
we're talking about.
I like those ones.
But that's different from a typical chicken nugget.
They are, which is why they cost an arm and a leg. White chocolate shouldn't be considered chocolate.
Incorrect. It's my favorite type of chocolate.
Yeah, but it's not made from a cocoa bean or anything.
Yes, it is. It just has a lot of sugar in it.
I don't know.
I went to an FCCLA presentation on chocolate. It still has the
Chocolate almond.
cacao in it, but it is just a very, very small amount.
Cocoa butter, sugar, and milk solids, often milk powder, typically with vanilla for flavoring. It contains no cacao solids, which gives it a pale ivory color and a creamy sweet flavor. It has cocoa butter,
Which is still part of the cacao.
but n not the other stuff that chocolate usually has.
hmm
Okay, I concede.
It's chocolate is a spectrum, and white chocolate is on the very end.
Sorry. I also Googled Bridgerton hot takes, so I have a few of those.
Okay, let's
Perfect.
hear it.
Okay, one. I hated the build-up with Kate and Anthony.
What? That was the whole point of
That,
the show.
I think that was the best part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it. I loved their season. It's
it's one of the
my
best.
favorite. Yeah. Tony, you know. Colin is the worst Bridgerton brother.
Wait, Colin?
Colin.
Kind of.
Yeah,
I could say so.
if I was
I
ranking
just
them
don't
all
like
top to
him.
bottom, Colin would be my least favorite, I think.
Yeah. Because like Benedict at least stepped up and like took over for Anthony. Like I don't
hmm
necessarily always love things that Benedict does, but he took over He is like very involved in his younger siblings' lives. He has this fun relationship with Eloise.
Mm,
Colin is just kind of there. And it's sad that they took out a little bit, and I think it's because of the whole situation with Daphne and like her not showing up. But technically in the books, Colin and Daphne had a close relationship because they were the closest in age.
mm,
Yeah.
Um, so maybe that was kind of missing because she wasn't there.
yeah,
Yeah. I'd agree with that hot take.
Okay. Lady Whistledown's identity shouldn't have been revealed so early.
probably. That's
But
why
I
they have
think
to
it
do this.
needed to be if I'd agree with that if we had changed when Colin and Penelope get together. I feel like that information did need to come out before they got married.
Yeah, I
Yes,
guess.
it did.
I think, yeah, I don't know. I guess if it was planned the whole time that way and that there was going to be a new Lady Whistledown,
Yeah, that just
but I
seems
don't know that it was
very interesting.
like planned that there was going to be a new Lady. I don't, I, it, it doesn't necessarily always feel like it was fully thought out.
Okay. Next one. I don't root for Eloise at all.
Absolutely not. I root for Eloise all the time.
Incorrect.
This said, every word out of her mouth is snarky, unpleasant comment that she mistakenly thinks is clever and a terrible friend of Penelope. Well, Penelope's also
Oh,
sometimes a terrible friend to her, so
Yeah.
I think that they can be terrible to each other.
to say that,
We're
like,
also
to say
all
everything she says and does is awful. No.
we're also all only human. Like,
Yeah. I will say I do sometimes get frustrated with Eloise's character, but I think it's all part of her character building.
yeah.
So I can't just say I
Yeah,
can't
we
stand
gotta
her at
have room
all.
for growth.
Yeah.
And you have to also realize like her view of the world while she thinks it is large because of the reading she does is really actually small. Like she's very sheltered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like she might have some like views that feel like why would you even think that way? But like it's the time period and like her level of knowledge and experience that all play into those views that she has. And that affects the things she says and thinks.
That's true. Next one. I prefer Anthony over the Duke.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like what do we
Like as a
just
guy. As a
overall?
That is my
yeah,
stance. Yes.
just
I
like
feel like they
you're
were kind of comparable. They weren't that different.
but if you like had to rank your characters,
Well,
would Anthony
Daphne
be
in the
above the
Duke
Duke?
season is my favorite, so
So
I
But
no.
think
like
I
just
would
the
be
guys.
higher. I don't know because to me they are very similar.
So you wouldn't rate
Okay.
one over the other. Okay.
Right.
So you don't agree.
I guess not. Overall, I think they are very similar characters. It's just different events that made them think the way they do.
Okay, so you're definitely not going to agree with this one. Daphne should have married the prince.
No. She didn't love
No.
him.
Yeah.
I think she would have been fine. She wouldn't have been happy, happy.
Yeah.
No.
I think she would have been like fine and content and
She could have
but like
made it
she would have
work,
been
yeah.
settling. She would have been settling and her whole life she wanted a love match.
Yeah.
Well, like she wanted it, but she didn't think she could have it. So then when she like learned she could have the status and the love match.
I don't think Claudia Jessie should be playing Eloise.
Because she's too old.
Who else?
Possibly. Yeah, I think it seems
It's
like
too late. We
this
can't change
comment
that.
comes from the fact that she's in her late 30s playing a
I
teenager.
don't
Oh,
think
wait.
at least not on, like when you're watching the show, she doesn't seem like she looks that old. They do a good job with like her makeup and stuff, I think.
Yeah. I like her as
So I
Eloise.
don't I don't think it
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
don't
wouldn't
think
change
it's
it.
that big of a problem.
Yeah, I don't agree. Penelope is the absolute worst.
No.
No.
Disagree.
This one says, honestly, I'm not sure if I'd like any of the members of the Bridgerton family if I met them in real life.
Well, if you met them in real life, you'd probably be a servant. So,
Yeah.
Right,
I don't
but
know.
even that they treat their servants very fair compared to most other people back then.
Yeah, I would at least love Mama Bridgerton.
Right,
oh,
they're overall a very nice family and
yeah, I would like the Bridgertons.
yeah, I think
Okay,
I would like them.
here's one that's been being talked about a lot. Um, but Eloise needs to end up with a woman. A lot of people are saying that she should have been the
I
queer love
have seen a lot
story.
of that.
I don't
I guess
necessarily
if we
agree.
I guess if we didn't already have it happening, maybe I could agree with that, but I don't think we need multiple, especially for the time period.
Yeah,
It
I
just feels a little unrealistic.
I just don't care.
I think they're only saying this because of her feminism views. You don't have to be lesbian to be a feminism or feminist.
Feminist.
That is true.
True.
All right. Well, I think that's all my hot takes that I have, but maybe we'll do more of these in the future. Was that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fun. Maybe I can find, I was trying to find one of like things that are like popular too. So I'll maybe see if I can find more interesting theories or like hot takes of other popular things that we've watched.
Yeah. Oh, before we leave, Jillian and I did see this weekend Michael and Devil Wears Prada 2.
You saw Devil Wears Prada too?
Yeah. We saw Michael on Friday night, and then we saw Devil Wears Prada 2 on Monday night.
Nice. Did you thumbs up it? Like what, give just your ratings and then we can talk about it more next time.
Michael, 10 out of
Michael is
10.
my favorite biopic for musician that I've seen.
Okay.
Devil Wears Prada,
Um,
like a solid 8.
it
Great
was it
sequel.
was a great sequel, like
Really?
a really good sequel.
Yeah,
And a
they did a
good
really good
Fascinating.
sequel where
job.
you could go into it not having known anything about Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
There are like some like little
It
inside
wouldn't
things
hit
that
you
like
the same.
right, you pick up on more things if you have seen the first one, but technically you could go into it not having seen the first one.
That is so interesting because so many other people online have been talking about how it's terrible. So I definitely want to see what you guys think more about next week. Maybe I'll go see it this weekend.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that next
More on
week.
that next week.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have a Boys of Tommen update. No pressure, Jillian.
Okay.
But until then, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.